Hi, my name's Rich, and this is working with Reef Beef, I think. I don't really know what we're doing. What's going on here is, this is my anemone tank, and I'm getting some special anemones in, and I'm getting sick of anemones getting infections. So there's an anemone that may be sick that has gone under the rockwork, and then this Magnifica's got to come out because I'm getting special anemones. And we're probably going to break this whole thing down and rearrange it completely to make it sexier. Although I do like this aquascape, but I think I have a sexier plan. But I have to dig it apart anyway. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take all the livestock out, and take all the rock out, and then put it back together. I've raised up my lights. I'm pulling off the lid. I like this lid. It's from Top Lids. And of course, I've got my Reefceebo handy. Reefceebo, your first line of reef defense. So actually I've got to turn off the pumps. Got to turn off the heat, got to turn off the return, got to turn off the other pump. There's several things going on in here at the same time. Want some tank water. Gonna see if I can get this fish first. Actually, let me move this because I don't need this anymore. Sometimes you can get these anemone fish, some fancy pants clownfish, I don't know what it is. Okay, so now I'm gonna see if I can find that anemone that went down this hole, and I'm not gonna be able to. So this coral comes off. Snake polyps come off. More corals come off. I'm gonna probably leave all those mushrooms there because that's kind of where they have to go. Get the easy stuff out of the way first. Okay. Now, let's see. I don't see that anemone anywhere. Oh, there he is. Oh, he doesn't look too bad. He just looks like he was hiding. So now I'm torn. Do we tear this whole thing down and rebuild the whole thing? Or do we leave it and just let the anemones find? I think we're going to rebuild it. I think we're going to rebuild it. Because I think I can make it, I think this is cool, but I think I can make it cooler. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay. It's only gonna take 7 hours. Just pulling out all the coral. Then the other thing we're gonna have to think about while I'm doing this is if this Magnifica goes back in here or not. I don't think it's going to. And by the way, I got everything ready. I've been thinking about this for days. I know Ben and I talked about this on the show. So I've got my tub to put the rocks in. I've got my towel down. I raised the light. I've got a container for livestock. So it just makes my life a little bit easier. Here's a big piece of coral, Milka. That's gonna go somewhere over here. Actually, it's gonna go in this back room. The heater's unplugged, and the pumps are all off. But I'm glad to see that that anemone is okay. You can see it if you come in here. It's either a hemphrichi or a T. aster. They are supposedly the same thing, but I don't think they are, which is why I'm kind of excited to be putting this tank together. The question will be, does that guy go back in or not? Okay, now, easy part. We just start removing stuff. So part of the thing is these anemones like to go down under the rock and then they disappear, and then I'm terrified that they're dying. So I'm going to build like one big shelf and see if that makes it a little easier for me to not let them go, you know, down into the depths of nowhere. So I don't know where they are. These are all little blocks that I had in there trying to block up holes to stop them from going down, which seemed like it was a dumb idea. Okay, so I think this big piece is going to stay against the back because who wants to look at the black back? I don't. Which one makes a better looking bottom piece, you know, bottom shelf? That's a really good question. And I think the shape of that is cooler than this one. I think that just looks like marbles. And I think this looks like That looks like rock's supposed to look like. That looks like some kind of sedimentary thing. So what I need now is to prop up the back. So the question is, how high do I go? I don't want to go that high. I want to go about that high, right? Go that high. What if I use that? What if I use this in that back corner? I don't think I want to do that. So I want to be able to see under there. So I put the polishing filter in from Marineland, who doesn't sponsor us, to clean up the water so we can kind of see better what's going on. And I did also want to mention that these are real reef rock, which means they're not real rock from the reef. They are rock that's artificial, and they're colored already. So that's not coralline algae on those. We'll be back when the tank clears up. So we cleared up the tank so we can see what we're doing, because why work in the mud, right? So we're going to start putting stuff in and see what it looks like. Maybe we'll have to change it around. I've got a general plan, but you know, we could be surprised. I may throw it all away or keep it all, but we'll see. So I like this piece of rock the most, and the question is going to be, is this the bottom, or is this got to go on top of that other one? And I'm not sure, so I'm going to toss it in. And I think it either goes like that, with that in the corner, or it goes like that. It's got to go like this. It's got to go like this. Or it could go like that. Right, so which side do I think is going to look better? Like that? See, now I'm getting the feeling like we got to use the other one first. And then this one goes on top of that one. That's my gut. That's what I'm gonna go with. Okay, so I need the taller one, the taller brace to be over here. Okay, let's see what that looks like. So maybe that should come out front more. And there's two ways to do it, is to brace it or to put extra weight on the back. You know, you could tripod it, which I thought I was going to be able to do, but it's not working as well as I'd like it to. It's not working out the way I want it to because I think I've got to cantilever it. I've got to put weight on the back rock. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, right now, we're going to put that other rock back in and see if I can weight it so it's back heavy. And then this rock will go on top of that rock. Yeah, okay, that almost works. But let's put the filter in, we'll come back, we'll see if it actually is anything we like. That's what we'll do, that's what we'll do. So I did some rough placing, and then it got cloudy again, so I filtered the water again so I could see what I'm doing. And now I've figured out how I'm gonna support the two sides, that main shelf. And I figured that out just by thinking about it and then looking at the pieces I have. So I'm gonna use supports for the two sides, but they're gonna be pieces that are in here. And I just have to decide which is going on which side, which is going on the left and which is going on the right. And so the question is, will this piece look better down there in the front or down in the back over there? Or will this piece look better down here in the front? Kind of like, nope, this piece is going over there. I figured it out. That's how it's working. That was easy enough to figure it out right like that. Maybe it'll go like this too. That's going to go in there kind of like that. And since it's already in, you might as well see if I can make it happen. Oh, but maybe that's not going to work because it's a little too proud. So let me flip it. So let's kind of see what that looks like. All right, so that's a big shelf, which is not going to work, but it's getting closer. But I feel kind of like this is the wrong, because this rock is thicker here in the middle. And I kind of feel like I want it thinner. But let me try something. Let me try just moving this around a little bit. This pump, ignore. This is the main pump. It's a wave pump. And this is an auxiliary pump. And it was working really well for making a wave. But I may think, but I want the rockscape to be kind of moving anemones away from the pumps, right? Because you don't want anemones to hit the pumps. So I think I'm going to move this one either to here or to here. And obviously I'd prefer to put it here because then I got two sides of the tank I can look through. But I've kind of sacrificed some of this side anyway. So I'm just not quite sure. Or if I should raise it up and leave it. Or maybe I should add more water and see what waves. That's probably the right thing to do. Is I'll add more water to the tank and we'll see what the pumps do in each position. Because I think this is a good basic structure. And I will probably not even use the second big piece of rock unless I put it against the back here like this. So we'll have to see. So yeah, I think the next step is I'm going to put the cloudiness back. This will actually be pretty easy. The filter back, because why not clear the water some so I can see what's going on. Now we'll add water to the tank and then we'll plug in the pumps. We're using my phone to record this, so we'll try the wave pump first. See, I think that pump's going to work for a wave like that as long as it's up high like that. That's a J-Bow MOW9. I have another one that I've got a better anemone guard for. But you can see that that's not going to be the main pump. That's going to be the main driver of the wave in this tank. But I do need a cross pump. So I think what we're going to do is shut the pumps off. Let this thing clear it for another 10 minutes. And then we're going to see about putting other rock in. And then we'll be done. So again, we'll take a break and we'll see. You know, and I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Rich, that big open space underneath there. What's the point of that big open space underneath? I think it just kind of looks cool, but it might be stupid. But why not? Let's see what happens. Oh, hi, we're back now. It's cleared out some more. I am unplugging the cleaning pump. I'm going to pull that out, and I have a couple of ideas. Let me see. There was something that I thought was a good idea to talk about. Oh, so I'm trying this aesthetically, and we'll see what it looks like at the end. The idea of it is for these weird anemones I'm getting some more of in the next day or two, to be able to see them, but not only to see them, they also tend to like disappear under the rockwork. So the rockwork I had before, I couldn't find them. So it was like, are they dying or are they just hiding? So the idea of this rockwork now is hopefully I'll be able to see what's going on underneath stuff and have more of a feel for where they're at. We'll see. And if it doesn't work, I'll change it because it's a little tank. It's easy to change. Now I'm going to try to see if I can fill this back wall with this one big rock. And then we'll see how we go. It would be so nice if this worked. Kind of just like that. Kind of exactly like that. All right, so now I've got that little corner back there to fill with something. And we'll probably be in good shape. There's a little bit of a divot there, so I kind of want to fill it up. Too big. The question is, I don't want it's not a question. I don't want the anemones to get up on the pumps. So I've already got, but I'll cover it. So I think if I cover it, I was going to say I've already got rock coming up, so that kind of ruins that. But if I cover this with a piece of Kydex or a piece of vinyl, so it's dark, odds that the enemy are going to go near it are very low. And I actually like the anemone guard on this one very much. That anemone guard is actually a combination of one of these, and the holes are very small, and they pull it away from the pump. So there's lots of other ways for the water to go than making a suction. And then on the front of it, I glued I'm just gonna pull this off here. On the front of the wave pump, I glued from 4D Aquatics one of their devices that allows you to aim the wave pump. And I like that very much because then I don't have to mess around so much with the pump. I can aim it where I want it to go. It goes like that. There we go. And then on this pump here, on the J-bow, I printed this anemone guard, and it is also proud off of the pump. So the water, it's going to be much harder, I think, for an anemone to get stuck on that. See, so now I'm thinking of these more of these anemones. Some more surface area is a good thing. So there's another kind of a shelf. Let's put this back over there. The heater is behind this rock here, but it's off of the back, so it definitely gets flow. I think we're getting close. We're getting pretty close. Oh, so right up here, I don't like that gap. That looks artificial to me. It looks just kind of square. So I've got a couple of thoughts for that. Let's see if this might just fix it right away. I don't know, I kind of like this, but I might glue something here as well. And then this is all for mushrooms. So I think we're now at a point where I gotta let it, I'm gonna run it for about half an hour, put the cleaning pump in it again, but I'm gonna turn everything on and then we'll take a look at what it really looks like. And then we'll start putting stuff back in that goes back in. Sweet. All right, we'll see you in a bit. Hi, welcome back. So here I'm just kind of making some kind of cubbies, little areas that the anemones tend to like to stay in. And so if it's like, if this is the flat piece of rock, if you take some rubble and kind of make a three-sided hole, you know, a hole surrounded by three sides, so it's a nice little space in the middle, they kind of go in there and their foot seems to get really happy and then they stay there. So I'm just spreading some rubble around, kind of getting ready for that. Otherwise, I think the flow is pretty good, and we're just gonna let the tank kind of sing for a little while. We'll put some stuff back in it later on, and then maybe tomorrow we'll come look at it again when we get the new anemones. So, we've done stuff. We've re-aquascaped this tank. I kind of like it. I like it enough to leave it alone and not mess with it anymore except for little bits and pieces. Interestingly enough, all the hemming and hawing I did over which shelf rock to use, in my brain during the activity, I thought that was important, and afterwards I remembered it really isn't important because it gets covered with all kinds of stuff. Your rock work only matters as a structure because stuff will grow on it. It doesn't really matter as an aesthetic thing on its own. There are aesthetic considerations, but don't lose too much sleep about worrying about the aesthetics of your rock on its own. It's what it's going to end up looking like. So we're all set up. There's one anemone is in there and it's looking really good. We got the 4 in the other room. We'll go get them and then I'll put them in various places. I did add a shelf down here because I thought it was important. And that was all done with glue, and I'm very excited about that. The other thing to show you is I changed the light. I had the Quanta Atlas and the 2 helixes up there, but I'm feeling like they're giving too much oomph, too much par to the anemones, even on the lowest setting. Also, I believe I'm going to want these to be more disco. So I've added them more disco lights. I put a sky back on it, and we'll see. I can always switch them back and forth. So I didn't want you to get an idea that something changed and I wasn't telling you. So I'm going to go get those anemones, and then we'll put them in. We're now in the Secret Home Lab, the auxiliary Secret Home Lab. This is where spawning stuff will happen, but for now I'm just using them as holding tanks. It's pretty great. This one is so much more disgusting than the one below because this one gets direct sunlight. Back over here I have my end-of-line cube that I use for quarantine. The water from the auto water change system water from my system dumps into here, and then this goes to drain. So anything sick, none of it's getting back into the rest of my system. I can dose, I can treat, I can do baths, I can do easy water changes in here. It's pretty fantastic. These anemones have actually been in there for about 6 days. 7 days. Is that right? Yeah. Yeah, maybe a week even now. A week today. And they're looking really good. They didn't really need to be treated so much when they came in. They had been pre-treated. So I'm gonna move them out and we'll move them into the tank. Now, if all has gone right, they are attached to a rock, ready to go. So this was the whole plan. So I don't even have to wait for them to attach. Now, can you zoom in here? Can you see what's going on? Can you see the difference? I think these are two different species of anemone that are often confused for each other. So I'm excited about that. I think I'll talk to Ben Titus about that and send him some pictures. Okay, there we go. So you see how with these anemones, it's going to be really easy to place them. They're all on a rock. I'm not going to have to wait for them to attach. The only thing I've got to consider now is placement. So I've got 3 that I think is the one species and one that I think is the same species as the one that's already in here. So what I'm trying to decide is, should I put the 2 that are the same close to each other or further away from each other? I have to think about that for a second. Well, I think I want the green one down in the corner. Then the other 2 are kind of similar. One go up there and one go here, or should they both go up there? Well, let's place the one I know I want down low. And if they stay like this, what'll be nice is they'll be easy to move around. These guys kind of like to be a little cozy, so there we go. I like that. Okay. I'm using a pair of tweezers to move these guys around. Anemones are anemones and they sting you. And we don't know much about the sting of these guys, so if I can avoid being stung, I'm going to. If I was going to be grabbing them with my hand, I'd be wearing gloves. I think the biggest one should go here, in this corner. Right here. Right here. Okay, so that's this giant mother that is actually on 2 rocks. Woo, baby! I think we need to do, this is tough because it's kind of all over the place. So I'm not sure what it's going to like, but I kind of want it to stay here. So I think kind of doing it like this is the right way to go. All right, we'll see what that does when that one opens up. Now the question is, do I put the other one back over here? I think I do. The other one goes back here. And I kind of leave this shelf open for more critters in the future. That's what I'm thinking. Or do I put that other little one here, right there? Well, I think the big one's going there. Almost. There we go. We'll put a rock behind it there. We'll have to see what the flow does actually when I turn the flow back on. Oh my God, is that a frickin', that's a Mahano. God damn it, I'm going to kill it now. I'm going to kill it with spiked F-aptasia. So I've got some F-aptasia that was at the end of its liquid phase, so I put some sodium hydroxide in it, which helps it be yummy. And where did it go? It's down here. And since I'm going to leave this without flow for a little bit anyway, it's okay to kind of let this set up on them. All right, so we'll give that 10 minutes to hang out, and then we'll turn the flow back on. I'm so excited about this, you don't even know. So excited. Now I also have, I'm going to leave it in there. I have some gorgonians I was going to put in here, but I think I'm just going to leave it all alone and see what happens. Okay, yeah, that's it. We'll see you in a little bit. Hi there, we're back. It's been about 20 minutes since we put the anemones in. I'm going to do a couple of quick flow tests and see what happens. I've got 2 sources of flow in this tank. One is a wave pump here that's hidden behind the rock, and one is a J-bow, which is here, which is not hidden behind the rock. Now the J-bow I'm not going to be able to control because my phone is being currently used to make the video. So the J-bow will be on whatever the setting is, but I may be able to impact the cube, the wave pump. So I'm going to put it on auto, just the wave pump, and let's see what that does. Now that anemone moved up when there was no flow, so I would expect him to move again. Should actually put a rock behind him, so I'll go in the other room and get one in just a second. So that's pretty good. Everyone's getting a nice, gentle yabba yabba. I'm actually going to get a rock now because I see one. I want the foot to feel comfortable. Okay, that's a little bit of motion. I'm going to turn that one off for now. And I'm going to turn on the J-bow. Ah, there we go. All right, so I think I'm pretty good with all of this. I think that's good motion all the way around. That one's a little light, but I think that's okay. And then I'll mess with the flow some more and we'll see what happens in the future. Let's just put them both on at the same time. Yeah, there we go. The flow here's a little light, but not bad. I can always re-aim if we need to. But I love this pumping motion. So I'm happy for this for now. I'm going to close this all up, and then in a day or so I'll clean it all up and we'll come back and we'll see what everybody looks like. We're back at the cube. It's a couple of days later. Everything's settled down. The anemones are still in place, moving around a little bit. Remember, we totally redid this tank. Completely did it with a different aquascape with some shelves looking and some negative space underneath. I kind of like it. The anemones look great. There's the one that was in here before is still there. And then there's 4 new ones. These are the weird anemones, Hemphrichi or aster. That's the second one. That's the third one. That's the fourth one. And that's the 5th one. This one, I don't like the direction it's moving, so I'll flip it a little bit and we'll see what it does. Some interesting things going on. This rock is moving because of the pumping action of the pump. And so my pulsing sinularia fell down, so I'm going to glue it back up in there and we'll see if it sticks. This bottom of the tank here is going to be for different kinds of mushrooms. I'm kind of excited by different color mushrooms. I got to find some blue ones with a yellow or green edge. There are also some more of these anemones coming in the next few weeks that I've ordered that I'm very excited about. They're supposed to be the good ones. Thank you, Chris Meckley. And I'm thinking to put in here maybe a couple of assessors, because they might swim upside down underneath this shelf. So we'll see. There may be some clownfish in there. I know that these guys host with clownfish, but sometimes the clownfish beat up the anemones. So we'll see what's going on with that. And so for now, I'm very happy with the flow in the tank. I'm very happy with the anemones. I'm very happy with the lighting. I'm pretty happy with the whole thing. So this is also on a spawning cycle. So perhaps I can get these anemones to go. We'll see. But this is what happens when Rich has a free tank and wants to do something with it. This was not done to make this video. This was done for these anemones.